everyone that was below the yellow was community college. Everybody above is.
Okay. So there's, you said there's 58 items. Let me try it one more time. I should go back to the three. This is the actual one that we're going to do. There's three different factors. So these items are one factor. These people are in a second factor, these two here. And then these three are in a second factor. It's sort of interesting though, because
I think I made my point. I think I made my point.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah, I could tell I was getting to the biggest point. Wasting my time.
When I started looking at my paper, I'm like, page 19.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
okay.
looking at it, I'm like, okay, what can I put in?
See,
And I
that's-
just stopped. I said, you know what, if I have to do that,
You gotta look after it.
I like the.
Oh, yeah.
Programs have a positive
Well, and some people have said maybe.
I like the two factors actually, because when we look at it from being these three, there's a lot of cross-loading, which what that means is that there's not a lot of distinction between the areas. Like this one and this one load pretty high on both factors, right? These two load pretty high. I mean, so if we look at this, the two-factor solution, I think it forces it better. So what we want to do is look at, I just want to rate 11, 5, 9, 12, 10, 6, 8 are on one factor, okay? So if we go over here, back to our updates here. So 11, 5, 9, 12, 10, 6, and 8 are all in factor 1.
Right.
And these ones are all in factor 2. Okay? So what we'll do is save again real quick. And then we're going to look to see. We're going to do the analysis where we look at what the means are on those groups, right? And what we're going to do on the items 1 through whatever,
Or the whatever, or whatever I was doing.
1 through 58, we're going to make them come out in descending order so you can see. Here's the items they rated the highest.
Right.
Here's the lowest. Here, group 1, highest, lowest, okay? The other thing we'll now do is we'll unsplit the file and analyze all of them.
I had an undergrad.
And we'll look to see if there's differences between those two groups, okay? So which items are higher or lower, okay?
Right.
So we look here. Oops, I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to put the descriptives there with it because it'll make it easier for you to look at. Oops. There we go. Okay, so when you look at these, you can see item 18, item 20, item 36, item 50, and item 56 are rated different between the two groups. So if it's below, if this p-value, the significance, is below 0.05, that's saying there's a statistically significant difference between how the groups rate the item. So this is the first one where there's a difference. And we look at the descriptives, item 12, you can see -2 for group, the 0 group, and 1 for the other group. So you need to look at what item 12 is now and be able to,
Figure out why the discrepancy.
because that's going to be, these differences are one way that you're going to label your group.
Okay.
Okay? So over here, you could label them on what they rated high, right? And that'll be interesting also.
Okay.
So now, the other thing we're going to do real quick for you is we want to compare ethnicity, gender, and school type. They're in different, right? They're in different groups. And then the other thing we're going to look at again years in school. So over here, there's no difference in gender. There's no difference in ethnicity, and there's no difference in school type.
Really?
Yep. Yep. And you can see the school types 0 and 1, right? So what's 1, 2, and 3?
Rural, no, urban, suburban, rural.
Yeah. And no difference in how they rated the if they're in which group they're in. There's 5 in this group, and there's 5 in the one group. And there's 5 and 7, but there's no statistically significant group in terms of. So now I'll save this for you. You guys can take a look at it. And I can come around and help you with the out. You know, if you need help interpreting any of it.
Right.
But you definitely have some things now to start looking at in terms of your output, right?
Okay.
You can see which you're using a 2-factor solution. So this is the thing you're using. So.
And you're saying every factor below 0.5 here, is that how you're determining?
So here I'm looking at the loadings. So if it's 0.6 and above, and 0.6 and above. So this one, I'm using these.
Okay.
But what the thing that you're going to find here is that this one is actually a negative loading. So these two people are probably the opposite of the other 3 in that group.
Person 4 and person 7?
Yeah, person 2 and person 7.
2 and 7. Okay.
But like I said, I definitely will come around though and help if you need any with looking at this. But I think that you definitely have 2 groups, and you can start to, see the differences between those 2 groups. And you know which people are in the 2 groups based off of
Their job titles.
yeah.
Cool.